And we are just providing love and showing the kids, that we can do this and that what matters is respect and love.
All right, welcome to another episode of Cover Your Assets. I am Jo. This is
Jade.
And today we are joined by Lesa Ferguson.
Hello.
My kid's stepmom.
What?
We're not supposed to get along or be in the same room.
No.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to be talking about co-parenting with your partner's children. Lesa has been a wonderful stepmom to my daughters. I'm also a step parent, and you're a step parent, so we'll be all talking about our
I've been a step parent twice, so
Yes.
yeah.
So you're a veteran.
That's
Yeah?
it. I can take you under the wing there.
Okay. So we'll be talking about our experiences, some challenges, some wonderful aspects of co-parenting, and how we consciously try to stay harmonious, right? Because it is a conscious effort and process, and that doesn't
Constant.
right and constant, and it doesn't mean that it has to be bad, right? Because I look at posts and stuff of divorcing parents and things like that, and sometimes I see posts of like, oh, how dare the stepmom said something to my kid, and then other people interject and say, well, aren't they showing them love? And it's like, come on, let's look at the positive side.
Yeah.
So I think the point of today's episode is to show our viewers, hey, it's okay to harmoniously step parent. We can be good. I love Lesa. I think she's great.
I love you.
And look, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be like, just parenting is like navigating anyway.
Yeah.
There's even additional challenges and pressure for a step parent to come in there, because not only you're having to navigate through your marriage, but you're also then having to kind of parent this other child. Yeah.
And like any relationships take effort. So, but before we dive in, I'm going to read Lesa's bio. So this is Lesa Ferguson, a modern day mystic with over 30 years of inner exploration and 15 years of guiding others on their healing journeys. As a quantum healer, Kuan Yin Reiki master, did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Akasha sound healer and channel for her higher self and angels, Lesa empowers individuals to release limiting beliefs and embrace higher consciousness and self-love. She assists both humans and animals in clearing trauma and negative patterns, guiding them toward a life of greater love and flow. For animals, Lesa offers compassionate guidance as an animal communicator, helping pet parents find holistic solutions, including natural foods and supplements to support their pets' well-being. Lesa's core principles are embodied in her favorite mantras: to feel is to heal, and let go and allow. I think that could be applied to every situation.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So thank you again.
Thanks for joining
having
us.
me. You too. Thank you.
So what's it been like with my kids? So just to be clear, Lesa is my ex-husband's fiance and long-term partner.
Yep.
So she's been in our kids' lives for many years now.
Yep, 7 years.
Yeah.
So I guess where I would be curious to know, not so much about where it is now, but I want to kind of like step back before, when you got into that relationship with Joe's ex and knowing that he had kids, I want to kind of understand from you, what were those apprehensions or fears or thoughts?
Or positive thoughts.
Yeah, positive thoughts as well, of going into a relationship with someone with two young, kids there.
A lot came up in my mind.
Yeah.
When I first met Eric, I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, you need a healer. And that's the cosmic joke between us. And so that was that. But then when I found out he had two girls, my mother instinct kicked in. And I said, well, if this would work, wow, how amazing would that be? Because I couldn't have children, and I have 3 nephews. And I waited a year to meet the girls. I wanted to make sure I was solid with Eric. and that we were solid
Mm-hmm.
before me meeting them, and we made it. So, and but when I met them, they're just so heart opening. I hope I don't start crying. So, but anyways, yeah. Anyways, it was really nice, and I remember calling my sister-in-law and saying, I don't know how to raise girls. Like because I have always had 3 nephews, and my sister said to me, "How you are with the boys, I can't. You're going to be so amazing with the girls. They're so lucky to have you because you're so loving with them," and that kind of set the stage for me. And then, of course, we have a lot of friends with daughters. So that was a good reflection, every time I needed advice. And then, of course, when me and Joe met, we started building our relationship. And then that was an inclination of, this is the right fit. And that's it. But I love them like my own,
I'm curious, I probably know why, but like, was there a reason why you wanted to wait like that 12 months before, I guess, meeting the girls?
Yeah, because you're creating an imprint in these children. And what if it doesn't work out? And I'm Eric's first real relationship after the divorce. So what if he starts bringing all these different women?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always, when I hear stories of people just dating and they're introducing their children right away, and I don't think, everybody has their own thing, but I feel if you're thinking about the children, I would wait, and because you want to create stability in their life, and and you got to think about what is going to imprint them for when they become adults, and just all that. As you know, I do healing work, so I work a lot of trauma. So I have clients where they didn't get that stability when they're young. And now as an adult, there's a lot of healing and not stable, solidness in relationships. So
I think any parent that I talk to who have gone through a divorce, I have seen, I guess, some where they will just introduce anyone that they see. And it's like, why would you be doing that? Like how are your kids going to be viewing you, or this like revolving door potentially as you're trying to find that right partner to go through life with?
Yeah.
And I think it's really unfair
100%.
for the kids there.
And what if that partner is not a good person?
Yeah.
What if they do something to your children? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know I'm going into a different aspect, but I'm all about protecting, especially kids, because I work in the trauma field, so that was my big thing.
So it didn't sound like you were nervous about, I guess, in being in a relationship with someone with
or taking
kids
on
are-
that responsibility.
Yeah, no, I think because I am a mother, I have mother instincts.
Yeah.
I'm the eldest. I took care of my brothers. I still do.
Yeah.
And I have 3 nephews, like I said. Even when they were young, they stayed with me. I just,
Felt natural then, I guess, yeah.
Yes.
You got that mother energy to give.
And I think because I had to carry that role as having divorced parents, me, at the age of 12, being the one taking care of my brothers and helping my dad, I think it comes very natural. And, and I'm a goddess. So that's what you do.
Yeah.
You handle it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So since taking on this role and embracing it, like what kinds of, I guess, challenges have come up?
It's about knowing boundaries, because at the end of the day, you and Eric are the parents. And how you want to raise your children, the girls, and teach them things might mean not how I would do it. And I have to step back, and go and allow that to happen, because at the end of the day, and respect what you guys want for your girls, and honor that, and still move through it with love.
Yeah.
and grace, and and not make it about me, make it about them and us as a family.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important though that your voice is still heard and your feelings are still heard there for it to be a successful sort of family, unit there. Because like when I was married, like I came into my stepson's life, I think he was like age 6 there. So, relatively young, but, he had a voice. And, we definitely went through, those younger years up to the teenage years there. And, one of the challenges that I faced was, I guess, the step parents having to take on the role of, the enforcer or the bad cop, which kind of puts added pressure on the step parent. And I think my ex-husband's new wife also was the enforcer there too. So, I think it's really having a consensus together between the parents there of how to raise the kids. So, I think that does involve the step parents too.
But I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, right, you can give your opinion, but if the other parent says, no, this is the way it has to be, and you've said your piece, and that's it. Right? I feel like we've had those conversations.
Yeah.
Right. Where you're like, don't want to hear it. Right. And it's like, okay, well, I express myself and that's that. And I think vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the importance of communication and respect between parents and step parents. So, kids will be kids and say stuff, but I think it's always as part of the harmonious relationship that I think the three of us try to really have is I think we all try to be as respectful as we can about talking about each other.
Yeah.
Right? With the kids.
And also because they are witnessing how we are reacting. I mean, me coming here today. And
they were so curious.
Yes.
So what's she coming here for? What's she going to be talking about?
So, is that why she wanted to stay home from school today?
She came home from school early. And so when I got home, she wasn't a little bit under the weather. So right away I had to get some herbs for her. And then she saw me scrambling. I go, I need to hurry and get ready to get to your mom. She's like, and she goes, have you seen the house yet? It's and it was just so cute because it's a setup, and it was just so, it was so beautiful to say, okay, I go, okay, I'm leaving now. I'm going to your mom's. If you need me, text me and I'll get, because she's a little bit under the weather. I said, just if you need anything, call me, text me and I'll bring it home. And I was leaving, I was like, how is this? Like this is, how it's just, I think it's a beautiful reflection of who we are and where we have grown, because we are a family. Yeah. We're an extended family and we are just providing love and showing the kids, that we can do this and that what matters is respect and love.
Yeah, because it's not that's not the case with every divorced family now, is it? With exes.
No.
Yeah. So I think we're definitely fortunate in each. Like I look at my ex's partner, and he's amazing. Like he's really involved in my son's life. They love flying rockets, RC planes, and I'm so excited that she's found someone who really cares and loves my son. And he's kind of like got like a second dad there, which is awesome for him. Yeah. I couldn't ask for anything more. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I think it's important for our audience to know though that it is effort, right? And effort doesn't mean it's negative. It just needs to be conscious, and you don't just hope for it. Yeah, you got to work on it, like with anything else.
Yeah, just like your own relationship, and communication, and. I remember a while back, there was a time when you were really supporting me when the girls were having this moment and they saw that you had my back. And I think that shifted. I saw that how the girls said, oh, they're a team.
Kids trying to divide people?
Yeah,
No.
and they're a team.
Yeah.
Like my mama has Lisa's back.
Yeah.
And we know what's going on
Yes.
here. Yeah.
And like sometimes I say, I just spoke to your mom and she's not okay with this. Like, what? And I said, yes, because I'm asking
We
her.
do communicate.
We do communicate. And so now they kind of understand and that we are, looking after for their behalf, but also we're not going to be played,
So they were probably going through this. They were probably going through this bum feeling, going shivers, But hopefully, maybe after that, they went, "Oh, I guess that's good though that they're communicating."
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe later on.
When they seeing us hug, when we do school events,
Yeah.
and me and her always sit next to each other. Like,
Well,
I don't even sit next to Eric.
I prefer Lisa.
Yes.
Sorry. I mean, I like hanging out with her. So when we have birthday dinners, I will seat myself next to Lisa.
Yes.
So
And
I just will. I just
Yes.
like her.
me too.
But I don't know. Any last thoughts before we put you on the hot seat with our divorce this or that game?
Oh, geez.
Any tips for step parents?
Don't make it about you.
Okay.
Put yourself in their situation
Mm-hmm.
and have compassion
Yeah.
and empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're little beings and you don't know what they're feeling, and it's not about you. It's about the kids,
Yeah.
these mini adults, and that's all. And just
We were talking to someone a couple of days ago, talking about, even after the divorce, not only talking and communicating to the kids about how they're feeling leading up to the divorce and at the divorce, but I think it's really important when there's kids involved, whether it be young or even teenagers, to constantly be checking in on them. And that can come from either parent. It can come from a step parent saying, how are we, what can I be doing differently? How can we work better together, especially if there is some friction or when something has gone well, like how can we, create more of those sort of moments there?
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, thanks, Lisa, but you're not done yet.
Okay.
It's time for divorce this or that. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the situation. You've fallen in love, madly in love, right? But one of two families, both fabulous choices. You got to divorce this or that. You're either going to be the step parent to someone in the Windsor family, so that's the royal family of England. So lots of nannies and opinions and under the,
Scandals.
in front of the camera all the time. You're going to be in the National Enquirer, and they don't
I guess
really
you
give
could
a
be in a
crap about
Netflix
you.
show eventually.
TMZ.
Oh, yeah, you
so
can be part
might
of the
be
Netflix show.
Yeah, The Crown.
Yeah,
so-
The Crown, the next season of The Crown. Or you could have fallen in love into the Kardashian family and be a step parent there. And
I mean, no.
hey, you could have a whole spin-off show there too. So, divorce this or that, pick one.
Oh. My body's saying no to both. That person is not meant to be. I'll be divorced. Yes.
And why is that? Why is that?
Well, okay, for sure the Kardashians, they're just too high maintenance and dark for me, and just too much drama. And the royal, it doesn't. I'm feeling it in my body. I'm imagining it, and it's saying no, and I don't want to be in the spotlight and spotlight, and but yeah, so I mean, if I really had to choose, no, I still say no.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll probably be sorry, bud. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Sorry, Prince Harry. He's already married though.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Joe? Which one would you pick? Jeez, this is a tough one.
I want to stay in LA, so I'll marry into the Kardashian family.
You're not doing an out. What's going on? You okay?
I'll come up with my own spinoff,
All
I
right.
guess. Yeah.
Can't stand the Kardashians. Yeah. So, but gloomy England, that doesn't sound appealing either. But I think I'd marry into the Windsors and Maybe
Because they have
connected
an
with
accent.
Australia somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I could like.
Just change your accent a little bit, and then
I
there
think
you
they
go.
had a king
Yeah.
one time who was like lived in England. I mean, lived in France for a little bit. So I assume I can just live overseas somewhere. So yeah,
Okay.
just travel around.
A commuter step parent.
Look, I could be like a Harry, just traveling around the world and stuff like that. Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
yeah, I'll go with the Windsors, I guess, with all their dirty laundry.
Oh, because the Kardashians don't have dirty laundry.
Wow. Well,
Little laundry.
shorter time period,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't go over a century yet.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, that was some crappy choices there.
I know.
I would have gone the divorce
Oh
with both
my
of them as well.
God. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your experience as a step parent.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you for
thank you so
having
much,
me.
yeah.
I think
you.
it's really
I feel
important.
honored.
Yeah.
See you at dinner tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right.
Well, you're a great chef, so yes.
All right. So we had Lesa Ferguson here to talk about her role as a step parent in our extended family. And we also shared a little bit about how we've been step parents, but hopefully this has been helpful for all of you out there. And this is another episode of Cover Your Assets. I'm Joe.
And I'm Jay. See you next time.